Welcome in to Lone Peak High School for Lone Peak Girls Basketball on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Presented by Heidemann and Associates. Dusty Lister, Dane Stewart with you as tonight the reigning 6A champions start their season taking on one of the top teams in 5A in the Timpview T-Birds. And Damien, look at Timpview. They don't have Maya Whiting. I'm probably butchering the first name. But Miss Whiting, one of the best basketball players in the country. Not going to have her services they thought they would. But this Timpview team, we know this program, they always turn out great talent.
Yeah, they do. And, I mean, you look at a group that, Dusty, last year they lost in the quarterfinals to Highland, but they're a top 5 team in 5A this year. You talk about the returning talent they have. We saw Katie Hansen last year, Maddie Edgington last year, Iyer last year. They've all continued to progress here under Coach Haley Steed, and that experience, can't wait to see how that all comes together. And then you mentioned Whiting. We won't see her tonight, but she's going to bring a real great element, especially with ball handling, shooting to this Timpview squad. They're going to be a tough out, and we'll get an early look at them here in our opening.
And Coach Haley Steed in her second year at Timpview. Excited to watch what they have. Now the Lone Peak Knights, the reigning 6A champions, the buzzer beater, and probably the best girls state championship game in the state's history. And they almost all come back, and they're led by Kailey Woolston.
Yeah, pretty remarkable. They return 4 starters, and then they bring in some new players. You talk about Kailey Woolston. Back-to-back years, she's been 94% or better from the line. She set the national record 2 years ago. Last year was just a little below that. She's been remarkable. And now a senior, defending state champion. They've won 23 straight. And now you welcome in the younger sister as well. Another Wolf coming into the program, this being Kennedy. And look, you return Bartholomew, you return Rich, Nordstrom, Ika, so much talent from that state championship squad. I think the clear favorite in 6A are the Knights of Lone Peak.
And there's Naya Tonovasa missing on the 3, and a rebound taken by Natalia Ballin.
You know, and I think that's going to be one of the things that will be interesting to watch with Lone Peak this year is last year, and Coach Warner may disagree, never felt like they played with pressure last year. It was always like, oh, Lone Peak's having a great year, but there's Fremont, right?
Yeah.
And how do they play with that pressure now? Going undefeated last year, returning so much talent, being number 1, how do they handle that? It'll be interesting to see.
Well, remember Fremont, we're going to be without Maggie Mendelson, who those of us who still follow such things, got a bunch of airtime on the Big Ten Network on Saturday on the sidelines playing volleyball for the Huskers. Remember, she's not at Fremont, even though she would be a senior. So we'll see where Coach Dale about able to turn things around there as well at Fremont as Woolston sends that out to Tonovasa, who's out. That one slapped away. Good defense by Meg Eaton. Or pardon me. Edgington.
Yeah, it was a nice job. She kind of followed the penetration on the dribble and able to get back in play to defend it.
There's Katie Hansen knocking down the 2 and the first points of the night.
Katie Hansen, such a good shooter last year for Timpview.
Yeah, and there's Ika off on the shot. Her first shot attempt since the buzzer beater in overtime against Fremont.
Yeah, that one didn't have near the climax. This shot didn't have near the climax as her last one.
They all had to feel the same.
Yeah.
As there's Naya Tonovasa. Goes into Shawnee Nordstrom. Shawnee, nice ball fake. The future UVU Wolverine sends that back out to Tonovasa. Naya now to Bartholomew. Sarah kiss it off the window and we're tied at 2.
I really think Sarah Bartholomew is set up to have a big year this year. We saw her grow last year immensely, really shined in that tournament game, having to go up against 2 of the best posts that we've seen come through the state. And, boy, I think she's poised to have a big year. Man,
did she grow as that shot won't go for Hansen. Just in that championship game alone, go against Maggie Mendelson all game long.
Yep.
As Bartholomew tries to save that one, and Wilson unable to get to it, so turnover.
You know, when you talk about that growth, Dusty, I mean, we had the girls top 50 this year, and pretty much this whole starting lineup for Lone Peak participated in that. So we got to kind of see a little bit about, development from last year to this year, and then you put all that on the same group, and it's going to be a fun team.
Hey, you know what else we add to this year?
Huh?
The shot clock.
Hey!
Finally get to see it. Was it Leighton? They hadn't yet get him installed. As Ballin pulls for 3. And it goes out of bounds.
I had a shot clock violation in my first game, and I said, right now, Dusty Lister is smiling. Somewhere, smiling.
And I was. I was elating. I was like, yep, something happened. I don't know what it was. Something just pricked my heart. I don't know what it was. I was like the Grinch. His heart grew 3 sizes too big.
Yeah. There you go.
There is Kailey Woolston, our reigning 6A Player of the Year, knocking down her first shot.
Boy, and just love that rhythm, right? Come to the junction, quick turnaround, get it away, good look. So crazy to think she's been now a 3-year starter at Lone Peak, right?
Well, it's her 4th year, right?
Well,
she started
I couldn't remember she started as a freshman. I knew
did.
that she had minutes, significant minutes.
Started as a freshman. Remember, they were the 1 seed going in before the year with the RPI.
Yep.
Back with Utah, and then sophomore year got to the semis and lost, and then junior year win the state championship.
I mean, you talk about learning, development. Yeah, it was a freshman, but that playoff game, it kind of felt like no one really knew who to take over late, right? And since then, it's been Kailey. Look, when we need to play, now senior will do it.
As that one goes out of bounds, it'll go back to Lone Peak. Remember that clock you see on your screen is unofficial. So at times you'll see it kind of hold as I'll try to get that synced back up.
You know what else is new, Dusty? We're sitting right underneath the 22 state championship shield.
Hey, there it is.
Celebrating that girls' state championship from last year is Woolston there on the drive.
The ring ceremony not near as big as normally on an NBA night on opening night.
Yeah.
Little smaller rings, just a little.
They're running out of room for shields, though. I mean, they got a space problem here.
I'll talk to Shane Hill and ask him what the plan is.
Yeah.
There's a go baseline, send this one out. There's Brooklyn Iyer, got it back out to Mad Edgington. Now to Ballin, Lena. Or to Maddie Edgington. Hansen with 5 on the shot clock. Oh, it feels so good. Parivasa with the steal. Naya with some pressure from Ballin. They're going to get the goal. Woolston sends back out to Ika. But Ika going to have to back things out. And Kailey sends out to Woolston, and Kailey 2 for 2.
Boy, long 3 there for Kailey, showing she's got no limit on the range.
Timeout, T-Birds. 3:23 left in the first quarter, 9-2 Knights. We'll be right back. You're watching Knight Girls Basketball. And welcome back into Lone Peak High School. Dusty Lister, Dane Stewart with you. And a quick start for Lone Peak. Kailey Woolston with 5 points here in the opening frame.
7 points.
Probably 7.
A couple buckets and the 3. Hasn't even scored from the line yet. So
what is up with that?
Yeah, I don't know. Clearly off her game early.
Clearly is a nice strong take. And a foul on the drive is going to put Kim Saili at the line.
I think that's going to be the thing for Timpview is kind of figuring out who their go-to players are going to be, right? I mean, last year they had really quick backcourt, put a lot of pressure on teams, getting steals, getting out on the run. And you can see they're up and down the floor here tonight as well. But when you go through these, what was a 9-0 run, who's going to be that player to put a stop to it and who's your go-to? And, we're talking about a lot of returners on this roster, but some new roles that maybe having to discover here in the early part of the season.
Saili knocks down both free throws, not to be confused with Saili Acera.
Ciale
Acera, I knew that. I wanted to make some fun little thing.
Oh, I gotcha.
I messed up.
Here's the problem. Dane might as well work for the NFL. He's no fun anymore.
He is NFL. No fun when you make mistakes like that. Is with that bucket there is Brooklyn Iyer.
I feel like Brooklyn Iyer can be one of those cogs for Timpview that's a real differentiator. She's trying to defend there, but not a lot of people can defend the drive, the likes of Shawnee Nordstrom.
And Shawnee Nordstrom, as much as Kailey Woolston's been the bell cow and all the things that you think of the collect shots, I think the X factor is number 3.
Here's the thing. Dusty's a big fan of Lone Peak, but I think your favorite player is Nordstrom. You like
probably.
You like a lot of players.
Kailey, yeah.
But I think you feel like Shawnee's probably the player who doesn't get the attention they deserve.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And so Dusty loves to highlight Shawnee Nordstrom.
I do.
Is that fair?
Absolutely fair. because Kailey Woolston will get hers. And Shawnee Nordstrom, I thought what she did last year, getting to do all the girls games we did, it's like a big moment. Here comes number 3.
Well, and it's a lot of things that just don't always show up in a box score, right?
Yeah. And there's a backcourt. Did not establish herself on the other side of the floor. And so a turnover, go back to Lone Peak, leading 12-6. We'll start with Shawnee Nordstrom. Out to Kailey Ika. Cousin Apu's getting a lot of love. Except everyone's calling him Saika. As there comes a steal and run out and lay in. Kim Saili.
She's been a burst off the bench. Kim has been a couple times where she hasn't been afraid to go to the rim. One on a fast break just there. 4 quick points here for Kim Saili.
Tanuvasa, nice take. And Naya Tanuvasa gets to the rim. Push back up to a 6-point advantage for the Knights.
Ooh, yeah. Thought that that was a carry. Maybe a little delayed there, but the official on it. Turnover.
Yeah, she felt that pressure from behind from Ika. They got stuck.
Of course, in the NBA, that's called a dribble.
Not this year. Joe Dumars said they're going to call carrying. How about that? +1 for Tanuvasa.
How about the no look from Naya, huh? Looks like she's kind of stuck a little bit under the glass. No problem. It will take care of it.
Her first personal, second team foul. Naya Tanuvasa to shoot 1.
You know, we just had a reference by an official. We'll get to the lookalike, but he made a...
And I got an announcement to make along with it when you're done. Saw it today.
Okay. We got a new lookalike. And, of course, we got a lot of eyes up here in the crow's nest, right? They make sure we don't miss anything.
Yep.
We got Brian Regan on the floor tonight.
He's coming to Eccles Theater. 3 nights, I believe, in January. I think it was. I'll have to double check.
It's probably sold out already.
Potentially.
It tends to sell out pretty quickly.
At Eccles, it's going to be a nice ticket, too.
Reality is he's here tonight.
Yeah.
So, you know.
How about it? Former collegiate wide receiver, Brian Regan.
By the way.
The 3 from Katie Lawrence.
You know, they wanted to make a substitution that last free throw, and usually officials make a gesture like a flick of the wrist.
Yeah.
He went full Shooter McGavin on it.
Did he?
Yeah. I was like, oh, all right then.
Shooter. Boom.
We'll see you on the 9th green.
Ballin. Natalia off on the 3. The rebound to Nordstrom on the run out. Here comes Shawnee, and Ballin able to knock that ball out of bounds. Good job getting back on defense by Natalia Ballin. Zika will come on for Shawnee Nordstrom. Try to get that ball inside to Rich. Had that one stolen by Iyer.
Timpview on the run. Ooh.
Oh, just off on the pass. And we'll go back to Lone Peak.
I mean, you can go back to the days of Coach Duray. It's been a run, take advantage of opportunities. Been the mentality of Timpview. That one just a little over the outstretched arm of Naliai.
Oh, Dorius.
Yeah, yeah.
It was approved.
By the way,
I was wrong, but it was approved.
Beep, 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 beep. New head coach at AF.
Yeah, that's right. As the shot from Woolston won't go, and that'll do it for the first quarter. An impressive first quarter from Lone Peak. It is the Lady Knights 20, Timpview 8. You're watching Night Basketball on the Rewind Sports Network.
It all starts with a smile. To show you care, offer a sign of love, welcome someone home. Even when we don't see each other, or share a room, even without words, smiles bring us together. Let's keep yours healthy. Stonehaven Dental, Schedule online at stonehavendental.com.
Salt Lake Running Company is inspiring our community to move with purpose, embrace adventure, and consciously connect to their bodies. Exercise is essential, now more than ever. Take control of the chaos and make time for you. From the gym to the trail, SLRC can help you find the focus to define your finish line. Visit one of our 5 locations along the Wasatch Front or shop online at slrc.com.
Welcome back into Lone Peak High School. Dusty Litster, Dane Stewart, is always presented by Heidemann Associates. Go to utah.law to get a free consultation from our friends at Heidemann and Associates. Press the first quarter, Dane. The Lone Peak picked up right where they left off in March. Is on the drive as Ballin could not get that one to go. Lena, that is.
Well, it doesn't look like Lone Peak took the summer off, right? Any celebration they had was short-lived, because you talk about you're going up against the top 5 team from 5A, and you're on track to drop 80 points in your opener.
Well, that doesn't hurt. Katie Lawrence now with their second 3. She's part of the top 50 next. There's a steal and not a run out.
This looks like Mighty Duck style. You had a 4-on-1.
Hangs on a pivot and hits. I don't have a 14.
I don't either.
And I missed the PA. Say who that was. I don't want to.
We'll get it.
Yeah.
We'll get it.
I was going to say Beckstead because I 14 and it's Timpview. Oh, it reminds me that Micah Beckstead deserves to have an offer here pretty soon. That ball goes out of bounds.
True.
But I don't want to talk about the boys. We have the girls on the floor all the time.
Trying to think who's been number 14 for Lone Peak football.
Oh, it was Woolston. She's worn 14, not 34.
The jersey's 34 in the roster.
No, it's not. As you're going to hear us all talk, I have
34.
Website, I have 34. From a certain
me too.
Website. There was.
We'll check.
He doesn't even know. He was like a coach last night arguing about carrying the ball. He didn't see it. No, his ball's on top of his hand's on top of the ball.
There's a reason why we don't give Preston a mic.
There's Ballin with the steal. And now on the run out here with Lone Peak. Thunder Boston giving chase. Oh, man. How about that reverse there by Kim Saili?
6 points. 4 of them at the rim, the other 2 at the line that came on a drive. She's been the most aggressive player tonight for Timpview.
That was one of those ones I was thinking, man, why is she driving right to the hole, and just nippily reversed it and scored?
By the way, Preston, we couldn't do it without you. I recognize it.
Hey, he already got his nice tweet for Thanksgiving.
And it's like, man.
Inbound into Bartholomew.
He fared a lot better than Kyle did.
Yeah. Yeah, Kyle. Send out to Shawnee for 3. No need for an accent on that one from Shawnee.
Apparently Lone Peak is already preparing for moving the three-point line back, huh?
Absolutely.
Hey, if you want to defend the three-point line, that's fine. We'll step 3-4 feet beyond that.
Here's amazing. You still have another year with Shawnee Nordstrom.
Yeah.
So now in the high post. With Edgington sent back out. Shot won't go. Rebound to Bartholomew. No, on the run. And Woolston. Kennedy hands off to Shawnee. Nordstrom back in the corner. Woolston long on the 3. She's a little excited to put up her first 3 at high school basketball. No, she's got the range. We saw that at Salt Lake Community College.
Yep.
This ball and sends that one into the corner to Iyer, and we got a timeout taken by the T-Birds. Just over 5:25 left in the first half. You're watching Lone Peak basketball on the Rewind Sports Network.
Other universities didn't fit into my life.
They said I'd have to quit my job to go to school.
They said it would take me 4 years to graduate. They said I have to take tests when they tell me to.
They said my degree would cost a fortune.
But I didn't have to listen to them.
Because I have a university that listens to me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the University of You.
5:25 left in the half. T-Birds with the basketball. Ballin gets that into Iyer. Rowe tried to go high-low, and Edgerton, how about the save?
Yeah. That ball looked like it was going out. You talk about doing things that don't show up in a box score. There's one of them.
Bartholomew has one stolen away by Natalia Ballin, but Sister was not looking for that pass.
It's one where Bartholomew brings that ball low. If you're able to just keep that high, you get that put back.
Hey, Kailey Woolston with the floater. Such a pretty shot.
She's approaching 10 points. Got 9.
Hanson sends up top to Ballin, stolen by Nordstrom. Shawnee fouled. That'll be the 4th team foul on the T-Birds. Crazy to think when we started, Dane, this was a region matchup.
Wow.
In the old Region 7.
Yeah. That is crazy.
Because I remember doing a Lone Peak Timpview football game, and Lone Peak had won, or probably Timpview rather, had won like 4 straight. Something like that.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah.
I know a lot of 5A people wish it was a region rivalry, meaning that, Timpview was up.
Yeah.
We'll see if that comes in this realignment, right?
New Region 4, rumor has it, could include Timpview in Region 4 and shoving Corner Canyon into Region 3 as Timpview frustrated not getting the call there on the drive with a lot of contact. 3 won't fall from Nordstrom. Rebound to Ballin. How about the ball handling from Ballin? There's the call, and Ballin will go to the line for 2. They should give that one to Lena. That wasn't, I thought, from my estimation, in her habitual shooting motion. The official
agrees, yeah. Yeah.
It was not on the gather. It was on in her habitual shooting motion.
Yeah.
Which is logged and uploaded before the season starts.
Everyone goes and watches those habitual shooting motions so they can recall it in the game.
Well, I think the coaches had to submit it with their rosters.
Correct, yeah. It's part of Register My Athlete. You load the habitual shooting motion.
From all angles. We need their 3-point. We need everything. Hey, what's their scoop shot look like? I need to know habitually. What do they do?
Yep.
Hashtag sarcasm. Just covering all our bases.
I'll tell you this. You go read the rules books, and you'll have a greater appreciation for how difficult it is to be an official. A lot of people are like, that's not a foul. It's like, look, 80% of that is judgment based off a very obscure written sentence in a rule book.
With a ton of gray.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe me, I'd love to have a conversation with you around football.
Right.
Because, yeah.
Well, here's funny. We have new teammates, and I got to think, you're too nice to officials. Like, to spend some time with them, which is what happened for us, because I was on much on the other side of things.
Yep.
And once we had an official come to my house with the 2 of us for hours the first time, and have had others join us on broadcasts, it becomes much easier to understand.
Well, and I had someone give me a rule book for football this year, and they're like, why don't you read it? And I did. And I left being like, oh, my gosh. You have got to be kidding me. So, by the way, we need more officials.
We do. Oh, my heavens. I retweeted that today, I think it was today. As that shot is good. It is a nice shot make there by Rayleigh Naliai. They're well short on officials. I shared with Dane the last Tuesday that the officials, Kailey got it easy too, that the 3 officials who called the varsity game also did the girls' JV game and the girls' varsity game before. As Woolston with the board and then fouled on the putback. Look at that clock reset at 3:06.
Man, pretty impressive job there by Kailey. She's in amongst the trees and knows she doesn't have a lot of options to kick that out. To find a way to get a shot up and draw the contact. And we talk about how good she is from the line and continuing that here in her senior season.
As you mentioned, Reggie Miller-ish numbers around 90%, 95 I think it was.
95 as a sophomore. I think it was 94 and change as a junior. It's kind of like the movie Miracle. If she misses a free throw, keep the ball, because it just doesn't happen often.
I almost tweeted it to see if you were paying attention. Now I've learned you didn't watch the soccer match today, but
I did. I had it on the background.
I was good. Okay, I did too. I just happened to be texting on the foreground or tweeting on the foreground. I was going to say, legs feed the wolves.
Yeah.
Got to finish this out. Here comes Naya Tanuvasa. Send now a ball to the corner. Lawrence looking for a third three. No, she is human. There's the rebound to Woolston. Sends back out to Lawrence. Back into Bartholomew. And that one's short. Good defense in the post. Kailey sends back out to Tanuvasa. Chased off the three by Naliai, who then draws the foul.
Foul number 30, Rayleigh Naliai. That's her second personal, 7th team foul.
I think what I was always impressed with Lone Peak a year ago is how well they got offensive rebounds, which even proved out in the state championship game. They may be undersized in most of the games, but they get the extra possession.
Right, and you know, the more and more basketball you watch, really the statement about rebounds, about desire, it's about hustle, like that is true. I mean, I watched Davis play Bonneville. Bonneville didn't have one offensive rebound in the first half, and it's because Davis and, you know, this is boys basketball, but they just wanted it more. They were hustling more after it, and it's one of the things that you appreciate about this Lone Peak squad because, yeah, they've got Langston, Bartholomew, and Rich, but you go watch it, and it is Tanuvasa, and it is Woolston, and everyone's bought in to gaining that possession, and boy, one here, one there, adds up so quickly. Next thing you know, get 3, 4, 5 extra possessions, you convert on it, and you build a pretty good lead pretty quickly.
So we watched the movie The Way Back. Ben Affleck has a great thing about all the little things. They add up. All the little things, they add up. Look out for our new movie podcast coming out soon. Harrison Steele, picked up by Kailey Woolston. All beautifully done with two defenders, but couldn't get the shot to go. Her own board and put back. Little stat stuff and opportunity, as our old friend Rufus Sprague would say. Come off the screen, that shot a little strong from Ballin. Tracked down by Woolston, saved into Tanuvasa. Naya, give it up to Lawrence on the trail. She is 3 for 4 from 3.
I did not expect Katie Lawrence to be the deadeye from beyond the arc.
Right.
Been dialed in.
We'll match the score inside the building. I might have missed one there. As there is a foul away from the ball. Well, there's not a 30 on White.
Wow, he called it on Timpview.
That's her third personal, 8th team foul. Nice stitch back.
I don't think Coach Steed agreed with that call.
Well, I never saw, now, one of my favorite comedians ever. I did not see him point to the offensive side.
Yeah, I saw him call out 30, but it felt like everyone was very comfortable that Timpview was going to throw that ball in.
Well, and there was never like the offensive foul signal.
Right. You know, it's non-region for officials too, right?
Yeah.
They're getting back in rhythm.
It's his, probably his second game. I mean, we've only been going for a week.
And by the way, and I don't say this to you, but for all those who are frustrated with that, it's like, come be a part of the solution.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not calling out that official either, right?
We don't have that chance, yeah.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
If you want to be, come be an official.
I was just surprised they're always so good about signaling that stuff, as Woolston doesn't have it. Chased down by Lawrence. Oh, nice find into Nordstrom +1. Katie Lawrence does more than make threes.
That's a great find. And it's just one where there's just a relentlessness, right? They just keep coming. And I mean, even then, it's like you get a missed shot, offensive board, Nordstrom cutting through the paint, find her, finish and one.
As Nordstrom completes the three-point play. And on that, it was an offhand pass from Katie Lawrence. With this clock resynced, there's 27 seconds left. So 20 seconds left in the half. Shot clock turned off. Oh, nice pass ball into Iyer, but Didn't look for the shot.
Look at how quickly that defense recovers. I mean,
Yeah.
you get help defense, normally you get that swing, get an open look, and there's just nothing there.
Ika picks up the foul. But only the 4th team foul on the night, so it'll put inbound along the baseline here for Timpview with 7.6 left. Ball in to trigger in and does to Iyer. Iyer off the window and got it. There's some time left, 3 seconds. 2, 1, Woolston at the horn. Clearly got it, but an impressive first half for the Lone Peak Knights. The rating 6A champs lead 43-15 over Timpview as we go to halftime. You are watching Lone Peak basketball on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Start of the third quarter, Dusty Litster, Dane Stewart with you. And Dane, that first half, we said it going out, this is super impressive. I kind of tried to time that up with Nordstrom making a 3, but that was just a drop. But a super impressive first half from Lone Peak.
Yeah, it really was. And, you know, the amazing thing about it, Dusty, was they did in all aspects. Good at the line, obviously from the floor, good dribble penetration, they got to the rim, and threes. They hit 5 threes in that first half, 3 of them coming from Katie Lawrence, and then the defense. We've seen the intensity. There's another steal forced. They've been aggressive. It looks like it's a team that's just gotten better over the offseason. And, man, living up to that preseason #1 ranking.
Ika for 3, won't go. And the rebound taken by Edgington. And certainly Maddie Edgington's come out with an edge to her after that first half. As it was not Tippy's best basketball. Now, granted, here's the deal with Lone Peak. This is nationally a very, very good team. And if you're saying, well, we want to find out how good they are, we're going to find out in about 2 weeks. December 9th and 10th at the Holiday Hoop Fest at Lehigh, they're going to play against Sierra Canyon and other national powers and get a chance to show how good they are on a national stage.
It'll be a great way to showcase it, right? And, you know, they might not have that high-level 4- or 5-star player. I mean, Kailey's probably close to that. I don't know what.
Kailey is
4-star. But, you know, like the Tamea Gardner, right? Where as a sophomore, it's like, oh, she's a 4-star, and, you know, McDonald's and all that. But look, this roster, the way they play together, there's something about basketball and the concept of, you know, the collective being greater than the sum of the individual parts. And that's really what this group is. And as great as Kailey is, it's not just Kailey. And that's why, you know, you figure this roster plans to be pretty well constructed to do pretty good when they go to that Holiday Hoop Classic.
Brooke Iyer lays that one up and in. And all those games are right here on KSLSports.com. Proud to announce that. Is Sarah Bartholomew with the lay-in.
And that's a great example, right? You get great dribble penetration, the help comes over, you leave Bartholomew on the backside, and it's an easy finish. And, you know, when you have athletic players that are comfortable handling the basketball, you create a ton of those types of opportunities.
And again, we'll have the boys and girls games. Last year was just the boys. You have Duncanville coming in. I think they may have moved up to #1. They were #1 when they came last year. Montverde lost last week here in the state of Utah. So you have a bunch of great basketball. Go check that out at Lehigh. It's like 8 games on Friday, 8 games on Saturday, but all of them streamed right here on KSLSports.com as Ballman misses on the 3.
You know, the other thing that seems noticeable on the floor here, 6 minutes to go in the third, there's a lot of heavy breathing by Timpview, and Lone Peak looks very comfortable.
Right.
I mean, there's a stamina difference that seems to be playing itself out on the floor here tonight.
I think you always learn, too, there's always that energy that comes with the lead.
Yeah.
That when you're coming uphill, even though you're putting out the same amount of energy, it just feels a lot steeper as Ballin misses on the 3.
Well, even that, you have a transition 3 with a hard closeout, and that one's going to go the other way if it goes off the bonkers there with Bartholomew. But it's one where, again, that defensive closeout intensity, the rush that they play with on the defensive end, it's just hard to deal with for 32 minutes.
No. Well, and it's the effectiveness of that offense as well, as there's a foul on the ball. And you look at Hanson, we figured Hanson would be the leading scorer tonight. And Katie Hanson only had 2 points in the first half, the first 2 points of the night.
Look, I got to stand up for my family relation there, Sarah Bartholomew. I didn't like that call much either there, Sarah. So
That's your
not that I have any sway.
Did I forget that it's a family relation?
You not remember that?
I'm trying to remember.
That was a highlight from the playoff Skyridge
I know
game.
it was, and I'm like trying to remember what the foul on the screen, Dane.
Yeah, it's I think the official term is she's like my mother-in-law's sister's granddaughter.
Okay.
I think.
Okay. I got plenty of those, and
Yeah.
not even from Carbon County.
I was going to say she did not go to Carbon. I know that. There's no Carbon there.
That's why they're struggling.
Yeah, but I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Niece, something removed. I have no idea.
I have no idea.
No idea, but there you go.
Distant relative.
Yes.
As Woolston comes back on, as Tanavasa and Kailey Ika come off the floor. Onto the floor for Timpview. Their leading scorer, and Kim Saili. Bartholomew, the high post. Saili. Oh, hit with the foul. Thought she tied her up. We'll say backside foul. That was almost like a deceiving snap in football. You know, didn't quite pick up on that one.
That'd be a snap infraction.
Well, the defensive side is that they simulate the snap.
Bad memories for Timpview faithful here, Dusty.
I didn't want to bring up bad memories. As Woolston misses on the three. And Bartholomew with the board and putback. Nice pass inside.
By the way, speaking of, not to take away from Brooklyn, nice finish out of the rim. I did RSL LCA last night, right?
Yeah.
Lyman Simmons at RSL. He's got a creative little hitch to his free throw that is essentially a hard count from the line. Drew him into the key every time. I'm like, that's actually brilliant.
Does it a little hitch?
It's like a full on, man. I mean,
it's Giannis.
It's pretty interesting.
Is on the foul on the rebound. Like Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. But
you haven't seen it?
As a Sonics fan, that hurts.
Hey, there's rumors you're going to be back into the fold here soon enough.
It's not the same. Not the same.
Just
ask the Charlotte Hornets. It's not the same.
Or the Cleveland Browns. But you get the name back. If they'll release it. Hansen sends that ball up top to Saili. Saili hands back for Ballin. Hansen cross court, Saili. Ika begging her to try to drive on her as there's a foul on the entry pass. Kailey Rich picks up the foul, number 1 on Rich.
You know, that's the other thing that when you talk about this Lone Peak squad, so deep. Because you think, you know, Rich comes off the bench, and she can be quite stout in the block as well.
Nordstrom got stuck, and then Rich got hit from behind by Woolston. Yeah, and a traveling violation off the friendly fire there from Kailey Woolston. So a 28-point lead for the Lady Knights. As our March to March is on.
And the old Purple Palace this year.
Yeah. Awesome.
I need to make my hotel reservation.
Well, Vince Francis is all excited. He doesn't have to, he can sleep in his own bed.
Yeah.
Timeout on the floor. We'll be right back. 2:45 left in the third. Big night for Lone Peak. You're watching Lone Peak basketball on the Rewind Sports Network.
They said I have to take tests when they tell me to.
They said my degree would cost a fortune.
But I didn't have to listen to them.
Because I have a university that listens to me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the University of You.
So welcome back. 2:45 left in the third quarter. Dusty Lister and Dane Stewart Look out for our video come out this week. Don't worry, ladies. We will have our girls preview coming out the following week. We'll preview the boys season, go through who we think will win each region.
I was doing a little math over the weekend. I think it's 144 basketball teams. So that preview, it takes a little bit of time. So we'll get there. Appreciate your patience. It's coming.
It's coming.
There's only so many hours in the day.
And we'll decide if we're going to do a reaction to our Twitter polls. Dusty really wants to. I don't know. Dane may not want to step into that puddle, but
hey, you know,
I put my face in the wood chipper over the weekend. Gladly.
I was part of the conversation behind closed doors. Like
Angry Sicilian was ready to go.
I don't need to make my thoughts made known public, but I'm happy to do a reaction video because, by golly, it's defendable. Anywho.
Yeah. But anyway, go look out those videos. It's going to come out. Remember, we have Lone Peak boys basketball will be here on the Rewind Sports Network. Forget when we'll get that launch date started for Coach Ross and the boys. Also Davis and Copper Hills. We'll have Skyridge during the region play.
And oh, by the way, we're still going to bring you some of the best games going on in the state. So
exactly.
There's no better place to go for basketball coverage, boys and girls, than right here on KSL Sports.
I was talking with some people, and they said, oh, man, you got to feel good with football going over. I said, you don't understand basketball season.
Yeah. Yeah. I told my wife was asking, what's your schedule this week? I'm like, I'm gone every night. It's like, every night? I'm like, yeah, it's basketball.
Megan and I did our video. I said, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. As Woolston drives and Kendi can't get it. Rich with the board and put back.
My wife asked, who makes up the schedule? And I said, the schools. Like, you know, it's not quite that easy.
Tori has to come yell at Dusty. She and Megan could start their 3 nights a week hangout as they throw that ball on the baseline. Iyer can't get to it.
It's going to be the first Broadcasters Wives Club. There's a lot of football wives
do
clubs,
that one,
yeah.
Taylor Francis is too nice to be a part of that. Also lives all the way up in the Great White North.
She'd probably bring the snacks to the club, as we learned tonight.
Hey, here's somebody show out on Twitter. Do you leave treats for the delivery people during the holidays? Hit us up. Let us know. Taylor Francis does.
I'll tell you, one of our 3 wives does, yeah.
Taylor does.
Yeah.
Just astounding. As a Bartholomew blocked. I thought that was a clean. Yeah. Jump ball, Edgington.
I thought they were going to call the foul. I was like, ooh, that looked mighty clean. And look, Brian Regan on that one. All over that one.
Yep. Give him props from props.
Yeah.
As Hanson will bring the ball in the front court. Yeah, there's a steal by Kennedy Woolston. Kennedy gives that one up to Kailey. Oh, couldn't complete the sister-to-sister assist.
Maybe got a little contact there late. Threw her, maybe jammed in closer to the rim than she expected. Ended up leaving that one short.
Edgington. Now Ely. Oh, beautiful find to Iyer. Nicely done. Obviously impressive the scoring side, but some great passing as well.
Yeah, she's been probably the best player on the floor today on the offensive end for Timpview, and love the assist there as Iyer up to 10.
Kailey Woolston knocks down the shot. And a 30-point advantage for the Knights as Ballin goes high post to Iyer, popped away by Bartholomew. Ballin got it back. Natalia cannot get that one to fall. Here comes Ika. McKaylee sent out to Lawrence. If it's not a 3, don't take it. Leaves it to Ika at the horn and just would not drop. As we go to the 4th quarter, the 30-point lead for the Knights, 51-21. You're watching night basketball on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Start of the 4th quarter, Dusty Lister, Dane Stewart. It's always presented by Heidemann and Associates. As Dane, this game continues to be a great showcase for Lone Peak and what we can get to see from the Lady Knights this year.
Yeah, and look, a lot of people don't like context. I think context is important.
Yeah.
Let's bring a little context to the game, shall we? Timpview's 1-0. They beat Skyline 67-20. They can score the basketball.
Yeah.
67 points in a 5A basketball game. They've got 21 through 3 quarters. That's what the difference is.
Yeah. And it's just a collective of talent here. It's just a little different.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. If Whiting's playing, she's that good. This game's a little different. One of the best players in the nation.
I don't know if it's 30 through 3, right? But to your point, it's not a 30-point game.
It's not a 30-point game, but it's also not a 30-point difference. But it's
correct.
And it's what was expected. And we know Whiting injury, and I don't know if there's a timetable return. She's not on the official roster right now. But that doesn't mean a lot. So we'll see if she comes back toward the end of the year. Inside, nicely done there by it was a nice move by Nallier, couldn't get the goal. And then Shawnee Nordstrom comes back the other end.
We talked about Timpview liking to run the floor, kind of been in the bloodlines of this program for a number of years. And that time, Shawnee Nordstrom with a quick leak out, able to find her and score the easy transition.
There's Saili, goes right to the rim. And Saili now with 8 points on the evening.
Between Saili and Iyer, they now have 18 of the 23 for Timpview.
Ika swings to Tanuvasa. Naya goes inside to Bartholomew. Back out. Little two-man from the two juniors as Bartholomew misses on the J. Rebound to Bartholomew. Send back out. Ika for three. And they came to Ika with the long ball.
They have that as the first bucket of the night for Ika.
Nice hands by Woolston. Here comes Kailey with an advantage. Ika and a foul to Timpview. There'll be 2 free throws to McKaylee Ika as the foul will be charged to Kim Saili.
Number 21, Kim Saili, her second personal.
You know, Dusty, you look at Lone Peak and you look at this Region 4. Lone Peak, the preseason number 1. Skyridge, the preseason number 2. Those will be fun matchups. And, you know, Skyridge last year, we did the regular season games, we did the playoff matchup. They felt like they were there, right? They felt like they had the roster to take down Lone Peak. They were unsuccessful, 0 for 3. Do they have something this year? Those will be fun games. It'll be a great battle at the top of Region 4. Those are probably the 2 heavy favorites in this region, but those will be 2 you'll want to catch.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure Skyridge is going to be saying, remember football. And not because of the Lone Peak game, but because the football team got something done that hadn't gotten done yet. They hadn't gotten through Corner Canyon.
You can include the Lone Peak game, a big comeback to get the win over their rival.
I never want to bring up bad memories to Lone Peak, my Lone Peak friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, check out our award show. It'll be coming up pretty soon. I think there's going to be a guy that was pretty big impact in that game will be part of that award show. Not to give anything away.
He might be.
Snowden. Smith Snowden's going to find his way there somewhere. Don't you all worry.
He kind of automatically qualifies because he won a state championship. I'm teasing.
He says he doesn't want to do the reaction video.
Reacts video. Here we come.
The 2 free throws good, 58-25. Lawrence hands off Tanuvasa. Naya into Rich. Kailey sends out. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Hadn't been a big thing tonight with the shot clock. It's what I wanted to see. It's why I always wanted the shot clock. Is Tanuvasa gets there. I thought it would just pick up the pace of play.
Well, and here's the thing. There were a lot of people that thought, oh, well, they're going to struggle with the pace of play and having to execute. It's like, no.
No.
Because all the summer leagues play with that. It's not like
they've never seen it.
Uncomfortable thing. It's just bringing that element to the varsity level. And I mean, this is my 4th game this year, I think. I've seen 1 shot clock violation.
Yeah.
Like, it's not been an uncomfortable thing. It's really been infrastructure and operating has been the main barrier, and we've worked through that. So it has helped. It's been awesome to see back and forth, up and down, ball moving. It's been great.
We've not seen winding the clock as Woolston now with 19, leading all scores. Kailey Rich with the steal. As for all the things we talk about, and I love the Lone Peak offense, the way they play defense together is amazing as well, as Ika picks up a +1 opportunity. And they'll put Kailey Ika at the line.
It's just remarkable. I mean, we won't get final stats from this game, but even tonight they have to have 10, 12 steals. They've been dominative on the glass. I mean, it's just suffocating. There is no room, and we've even talked about help defense comes over, and Timpview's try to attack by passing out of that, but there just are not open looks. They are so quick to recover. It's tough, man. I mean, the familiarity of the roster, the execution, it's top notch.
Yeah, there's still a line from, as we always quote movies, from Vince Vaughn, my favorite Vince Vaughn movie. There is no room for error when playing against Lone Peak. Won't say which movie it is. Vince Vaughn should be able to pick that up. Secret Service consequences. As Kailey Ika at the line. I'm not sure what's happened at the table here. Did you pick up what that was?
No, I did not. The official talked with both head coaches, so I'm not certain if there was just a little bit of management here that they're trying to take care of, but I'm not sure.
Oh, nice step through. Kind of the dream shake there from Saidi.
She's up to 10 tonight. I'll tell you the other thing you have to love about Lone Peak, and again, we don't have all the full stats, but just the balance. I mean, who do you want to pick for player of the game? Right, you've got great outside shooting by Lawrence. You've got great all-around game by Woolston. Nordstrom's been great on the drive tonight in creating. I mean, there's just no one's looking for theirs, and that's maybe the thing that I don't want to say surprised, but that was most surprising to me with that state championship was that it was Ika who takes the game winner.
Right.
I mean, if you're Fremont, she's probably 4th or 5th on the list, and yet that's where the ball finds, and that's who they trust, and that's who executes. And it's like, man, just the balance that they have is tough to deal with.
It's just a great culture that Nancy Warner has built here. Especially with we got a lot of good players. Like, hey, it doesn't matter who scores; it just matters that we win.
And the other side of that is, and people might be like, oh, well, it's Lone Peak. No, you don't understand what Lone Peak girls basketball was when she took the job.
Yeah.
It was not Lone Peak.
Well.
And it has been a great coaching effort over the course of her career here to turn the tides.
Yeah.
They're not that far away in their history from finishing last in the region.
Yeah. Well, in a time and place where we don't remember anything beyond the past week or gets referenced more times than not. Dana and I don't do that. We've covered this state for a long time. Remember such things when Lone Peak girls basketball was just an afterthought.
Yeah.
Remember the first time I saw Lone Peak was at Riverton, and I didn't go there to watch Lone Peak. I went there to watch Morgan Kane. I walked away and said, man, Lone Peak competes. But it wasn't the reason you're there.
Yeah.
It certainly is now.
Yep.
But because anyway, not to belabor the point. But it's been super impressive to watch what's been built here. It's kind of the point. As the clock was running early, so our unofficial clock's more unofficial. As there is Katie Hansen laying it up and in. Not to be confused with the former breaststroker and BYU swimmer Kate Hansen from Timpview. Lawrence was expecting to see Rich along the baseline, and it was Kailey Rich, the intended target. Maybe they were talking about the continual clock. Am I thinking about that's what it was?
Oh, that could be. That could be.
Outside with Iyer. Hansen misses on the J. And Lawrence with the loose ball, sent ahead to Katie Kennedy Woolston. Meg Eaton in the corner. Woolston over to Lawrence. As this opening night's gone as well as Nancy Warner could have hoped. As somehow Woolston got that ball out. The jumper is good from Samantha Pope. Glad her name's right on the roster this year. I don't have to guess whether or not I was hearing the PA man right. They're balling. Steal to Lawrence. Katie, the pass to Woolston, and she's fouled from behind. As we'll sync up the clock here, 1:06.
Number 22, Lena Mullen.
We talk about the build of this program. They were 1-7 in region play in the 17-18 season.
Right. Just point of reference.
So there you go.
That was when Region 4 was created. It's off the miss, comes the other way. And the layup to Saili. She's got a dozen. And Meg Eaton, misses on the bunny. And a foul on the rebound.
Foul on number 5, Meg Eaton, her second personal, and 9th team foul.
So it'll come down the other end of the floor, and it'll be Iyer with 1-1 free throws with 39 seconds left in the fourth. Misses on the front end, and that will stay here. Thought it was a nice gesture. Mr. Bishop did what I did, like, I should just keep it here. Unless I misread his body language. We had the same thought. Into Iyer. Brooks sends that out to Hansen. Back to Saili with 20. Hansen for 3. Is a clock in unofficial. They kept that running. 5 seconds. 2 and 1. And an opening night win for the Lone Peak Knights. 66-34. Dane, I know a hard decision, but who is the selection of our Heidemann Associates player of the game?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Kailey Woolston. I think she came on the scene early. Helped Lone Peak build that insurmountable lead. Again, a lot of players that could have gone with tonight, but she was spectacular to lead the way offensively for Lone Peak. I'll go with the senior.
Great decision there, too. So many good players tonight. Really, really impressed. We saw the reigning 6-8 champs. Again, final score, Lone Peak 66. Timpview 34. Thank you for joining us and watching Lone Peak Girls Basketball. And the Rewind Sports Network is always presented by Heidemann and Associates. And we'll see you in a couple of nights. Again, opening night win for Lone Peak. And we'll see you throughout basketball season. For Dane Stewart and Vince Francis, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us on the Rewind Sports Network. Terrible close.
Yeah, well, I was thinking that Lone Peak was worse than they were. And so I was trying to research that. They have their 1-7 season. Before that, they were